Welcome to Boxing on the Record with Randy. First of all, I want you to hit the like button, subscribe, and share. I'm here today. I'm going to talk about Errol Spence. Man, Errol Spence. Sometime in life, we find ourselves trying to please everybody, and as they call it nowadays, keeping it real. So we find ourselves trying to keep it real. But sometimes keeping it real goes wrong. Sometimes keeping it real comes to a point that you realize that you're keeping it real with somebody that's not keeping it real with you. What I mean by that is that Errol Spence has been a man of his word, and everybody that's a fan of him, well, most people, I can't say everybody because I don't know everybody, but the people I've talked to, when they speak about Errol Spence keeping it real, they say he's been a man of his word. Everything he done, everything he said, he done it. No matter what the cost was, no matter what the inconvenience was in his life, he did it. He said he was gonna fight Terrence Crawford. Uh, he waited around until he was able to fight Terrence Crawford. He didn't get the victory, but that's not in his control. But he has been faithful on everything that he's told us that was in his control. He said he wasn't going to fight Keith Thurman because Keith Thurman didn't give him no shot when he was coming up and tried to get a shot at the title. He didn't fight Keith Thurman. Terrence Crawford ran off and fought David Avenesian. He still waited around on Terrence Crawford to fight Terrence Crawford, which that proves to be a bad idea for him because he ended up being inactive, losing the fight for whatever reason. I think that he would have never beat Terrence Crawford. I think if they fought 10 times, Terrence probably would have been beat him 10 times out of 10, maybe 9 out of 10. The reason why I say that because Bo Mack said that they've been training for Terrence Crawford. I'm sorry, they've been training for Errol Spence for the last past 5 years. And we know how boxing works. Anytime you're facing an opponent, you start watching film, you study the fighter, check the habits, check the mistakes, capitalize on them, and it helps strengthen the victory. But when somebody's following you that long, they know everything you're gonna do, when you're gonna do it, even sometime before you do it. Uh, a lot of people beg the difference, but I think that's the same thing happened with Roy Jones and Antonio Tarver. Antonio had been chasing Roy for a long time. Roy wasn't looking at Antonio because he wasn't a threat to him. When he decided to fight Antonio, it was Antonio big opportunity. So they fought. Then he come back and he beat Roy in the second fight. So I said that to say when somebody's following you that long, um, chances are they're able to beat you. I feel like in this person, I feel like the reason why he won't fight Boots is because he don't have the same prep time for Boots as he did for uh Errol. And I wouldn't be surprised if they're not training for Boots now. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about Errol Spence. Can't win for losing. That's why I say he can't win for losing because he done everything he said he was going to do for the people, and he lost the fight. Now he's losing on public opinion. Some of the same people that was with Errol Spence, they now have turned their back on him because he lost to Terrence Crawford. He gave you what you was looking for. He gave us an exciting fight. What we thought was going to be an exciting fight. He gave us the fight that we were looking for. He waited. He gave Terrence everything he wanted to make sure he gave us the fight. Even though it was something in it for him, he wanted to be undisputed, which um, I can understand that. But he gave us what we wanted. Now he has. It's eye surgery. Now, what happened is eye surgery. He had this in the Crawford fight. If he had got the eye surgery before the fight, we would have said some would have said he was ducking. Some would have said he's scared. There would have been all kinds of things to be said if he would have had surgery before he fought Crawford. But now that he's coming up on a rematch, he's having the eye surgery. He's doing everything possible to give us a competitive fight, and we're still knocking him. Some of us call him liars, and some of they're just saying everything. He can't win for losing because he giving you what you want, and you still knocking him. If he go in without having the eye surgery, and the outcome's still the same, which I still think Terrence will win. But if it's not as competitive, you would say he should have waited and had the eye surgery. So he really got six in one hand and half a dozen in the other. So we need to start understanding that these people that we're watching are human also. We have to understand that these people that we're watching have families also. We have to understand these people that we're watching, they're they're just like us. When the fight is over, they're going back to their family. They're living the same type of life we're living. And we must understand that. So if the man needs to take care of himself, to entertain us, because that's all it is entertainment for us. Allow the man to do so without the criticism. It's already hard enough that he lost in the dramatic fashion that he lost. So give the man the respect that's due to him to get himself together so that he can give us a competitive fight this time. Like I said, Terrence is a great fighter. I can take nothing away from him. But it's still just hard for me to believe that Terrence is that much greater than Errol Spence. Because if he is, that means that all the other fighters that he fought are just that much greater than Errol Spence. So, like I said, give a man the respect that's due to him because their life is in the public eye. We see everything they do and magnify. Nobody see what we do, so it's easy for us to do things and drop the ball and get away with it. And tell me what you think. Leave me a comment so we can dialogue in the comment. But don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And like always, man, I'm out of here like last year.